Hello everyone, I am Louis and today I will show you how to prepare your samples before X-ray CT scanning at our facilities. The goal is to go from these increment cores, of which we have a few examples here, to increment cores in paper straws, which are labeled. Okay. The paper straws that you need are these ones. They are Artstraws, as you can see here. Artstraws of 6 millimeters in diameter, and you can just buy them online. Here we have our sample that needs to go into this straw. We first cut it a little bit, and we take the end and fold it a little bit over. Then we put the sample in the straw and clearly remember where the bark is. Put it in, you can tap it lightly, and then close the sample. And now we turn it around a bit, like this. So you have, you can see this? Yeah. So it's a little bit under tension, and you do the same on the other side. Still remembering where your bark is, because you will have to indicate this later. And this all has to be under a little bit of tension. You can cut the end here off. Under a little bit of tension, so you can do this quite hard. So the sample cannot move anymore, because movement is the big enemy of CT, and so you want your sample to be very much stuck. Okay, like this. And then you can label your sample by indicating where the pith is with a P, where the bark is with a B, and often on the bark side we also do like a full circle around the whole sample, like this, and then it's clear. And then on the P side here, we always just write the label, whatever.
Code 1.
Yeah, code 1. Okay, so here we have a sample, and here's the bark, and here we have the pith. So this bit here is not really necessary, as we will only indicate these rings. So it's a good practice to just break off this part, so you're only just behind the pith. And in that way, we avoid having unnecessarily large volumes on our computers. Okay, so here we have a broken sample. Often increment cores are broken into multiple bits, but it's very easy to just scan them in one go. But for this, we first need to glue the pieces back together, and we will do this with just a bit of paper tape. Okay, so you have two cases. First, a straight break, and second, a slanted break, but we will first start with this one. Here you just put the two pieces together, and you take extra special care that the orientation of the fibers on both pieces is aligned, so that you have a continuous core. Okay, I will, yes, that's it. Okay, this is correct. And then you just, fell back. You just put your bit of tape here, like this, and you glue them together. And now you have one core which is oriented in the correct way. Okay. Now for the slanted break, like this, it's important. It's important that you do not glue them too excessively overlapping, like this. You can glue them like this, that's fine. It's not super clean, but that's fine. But this is a problem when you start indicating and things, so you want to avoid it. So I always do it just a little bit like this. Okay, so I take my piece of tape, up, I put it like that, so that it certainly doesn't overlap, and then I glue them together. And now we have one continuous core with a continuous fiber direction, which can be scanned in one go, and that's much easier. Okay, so sometimes you have increment cores which are too long. These paper straws go up to 40 centimeters, so often we will have increment cores which are longer than that. And then you have to do a special thing, which I will show you, with a bit shorter core, but okay, that's fine. So we have our core that is not, which is too long. We first put it in the first straw, which is not long enough. Okay. Then we have a bit left. And then we take a second straw and we cut it with a scissor. It's important that you have a clean cut, up, like this, so that you on both sides, when we meet, have a clean cut. Now, don't try to stuff the first straw into the second straw, because this will, if you do that, it will not fit in our sample holders anymore, and we cannot scan them. So you just put them together like this, and then you take a super small bit, really a little bit of plastic tape, just normal tape, like this, and you glue them together. And making sure that there is no like stuffing of one straw in another straw. And just going around once. Don't try to layer many bits of tape on top of each other, because otherwise it also won't fit anymore into the holder, but just like this. And that's perfect. And then you can do the other side, turn it around and turn it around like before. Many samples, mainly conifers, have a lot of resins, and these resins need to be removed before CT scanning, because otherwise the density signal will not reflect the anatomical signal. So the resins need to be removed, and we do this with a Soxhlet extraction. Okay. This is our setup. So below we have a bowl of ethanol. This boils, it goes up, it condenses over here, and then this tube here, which is full of samples, will be filled with ethanol, and this will be recurrently filled and emptied and filled and emptied. And in this way, it's always pure ethanol, and the samples, after about a day, 24 hours of washing in this ethanol, will no longer contain any resins. Before going to the Soxhlet with ethanol, we usually also do a warm water bath, because this loosens up the resins and makes everything a bit more easy to dissolve. And it also dissolves some things which are not dissolvable in ethanol. And for this we just use a warm water bath at 80 degrees, which is also just 1 day. So first 1 day of water, hot water, and then 1 day of ethanol. And then usually for most samples, this is sufficient to remove all the resins. To keep the samples straight and labeled during the whole Soxhlet process, we use these aluminium tubes. So these tubes have been labeled, they have a number, and it's also indicated what the bark side is. And we just take such a tube, take an increment core, and put it with the bark side to the correct side into these holders. If you want, you can put multiple behind each other, and then you can be a bit more efficient when doing these extractions. So when all the samples have been inserted into their Soxhlet holders, we can put them into the Soxhlet device. Like here, screw it open. Up. And we put them inside. Okay.